Hello. Hello, Chapel Gate. What's up? What an exciting time, guys. Holy shit. Pure disbelief. I mean, not gonna lie, everything looks like it just wants to absolutely send it. And I think that's lovely. Bitcoin, ETH, Pepe, man, crazy. What's up, Stack Up? We're gonna wait a couple minutes, and then get started. Do Bitcoin first, some altcoins. Can everyone hear me? Can you see the Bitcoin chart, and is the music not too loud? Everything fine? ETF, well done. It's like the whole market wants to go up. Yeah, it is, man. Hello, hi P. Are there any setup altcoins in there? There's always setups, my guy. Nomi Khan, all clear. Perfect. Good afternoon, Reef Rider. So, everyone survived ETF, hopefully. ETF approval. Well, if you didn't survive, you probably did something wrong. Like, to be honest, I expected way more volatility on ETF. Well, even with the fake announcement and shit, I would have expected us to sweep all the way down to 40Ks and all the way up to 50Ks. But instead we stayed in this stupid, what is it, 8% range. So if you still got wiped out by these moves, well, wiped out completely, because I'm gonna be honest, I got stopped out on a long as well. So, but yeah, with my wiped out, I mean, yeah, liquidated or something, I don't know. But it is looking extremely good in my opinion at this moment. I'll give my thoughts in a second, as I said. First, wait a couple more minutes. I really think the sell the news event will still happen on the ETF. I mean, if it hasn't happened until now, it's probably not gonna happen, you know. We could of course still dump, but then you shouldn't call it a sell the news event, right? Sell the news event is when the news comes out that you sell off immediately. Otherwise it's just a nuke that was in the charts probably. But I agree, we're at lower time frame resistance here until proven otherwise. Monday high, they got wicked 2 times, but resistance until we break above. But yeah, the third tap of Monday high here, I think there's a very good chance that we see higher prices in the very near future. You have a vault, want to invest 20k and you trade with it? Nah, man. But feel free to send me 20k and I'll send you 30 back if you want. But we have to liquidate the last shorts, in my opinion, until they are scared to short again. Still observant here. Yeah, it could be. One more spike and then finally some lower prices. Definitely possible. But I think we need to sweep that high time frame key high here. So that's still my target going forward. And as said, I will be selling spot on the first go already. And then sell more all the way to 60Ks. In total 40% and then hold the rest for all-time highs. Okay, deal. Any new educational content? We'll see, man, we'll see. Currently too busy trading, to be honest. On met la patate. Right, let's start. So thanks for joining the live. Guys, hope everyone is doing well. First things first, shout out to the sponsor of the stream, Vela Exchange. I'm sure you heard of it. They're sponsoring the stream. I've been trading there. You can not only trade crypto there, but also trade metals and forex in a single place. It's an Arbitrum based DEX, worth checking out. They're growing very fast. Also have more trading competitions coming soon. Recently they there showed up on the page some mysterious credits which you will be able to use in the near future. So it's definitely worth checking it out. If you want to, feel free to use the link in the description. If you make an account, if you sign up, connect your wallet, your MetaMask or Coinbase wallet or whatever, to Vela Exchange after clicking on the link below. Please do send me a message on Discord or on Twitter and I'll get you added to my private Discord group. Okay, my Discord group is free. All you have to do is make an account under my link. All right, with that being said, let's start the stream. Feel free to leave a like as well. We have 75 people, so let's get it to 50 likes. Let's try to get it to 50 likes by the end of the stream. That would be lovely. Subscribe to my YouTube if you haven't already. We're grinding for 10k subs. So subscribing would definitely help. Feel free to ask any questions while we're doing the stream, and I'll try to answer all of them. Okay, so for Bitcoin, been ranging here for quite some time, quite some days actually. And then where did we break out from? Out of? Well, so these were the highs, these were the lows. Okay, broke above the highs, but yeah, whenever Bitcoin tends to break out, it tends to run hard and then close and then never revisit the area where it broke out of never retests the area it broke out of, right? And whenever you get things like this where it slightly breaks out and then starts consolidating and it starts showing weakness on the lower time frames, that's when you need to get cautious, okay? Need to be cautious, sorry. Because why? Because then the chances of it being a deviation or a sweep of the highs increase, and in this case, yeah, that pretty much was it. And then this liquidation cascade happened, okay? After this cascade happened, right, a lot of longs got wiped out, a lot of OI got wiped out, strong close above. We said as long as we hold above current lows, there's no reason to be bearish. This was just a wipeout, okay? And as you can see, typical Bitcoin, we started grinding higher. Initially, tap into range high, tap into supply, rejected, back towards some lows, boom, consolidating, and then finally the real breakout of this range, okay? And that's when pretty much the ETF hype started, right? When after we broke out of here, people were speculating on what would happen when the ETF got approved, when it got rejected. And that's when you got these ugly wicks, and that's, in my opinion, also the reason why we retested this area. If there wouldn't be any news, I think we would have kept grinding higher after this close. So I think if the ETF wouldn't have happened here, and it would already have happened, we would have seen continuation to the upside here. But yeah, some fake news came out, right? The fake announcement where the SEC Twitter account got hacked, lol. And that's when you got this ugly price action where nobody knew what they had to do. Nobody knew what was going to happen, if the ETF would be accepted for real, or yeah, we wouldn't hear anything. If that would have been the case, we probably would have nuked lower, but didn't happen. Swept the lows here, right? And after all, right, what you want to do when you have price action like this is simply zoom out. If you zoom out, it's not that messy at all, right? If I remove these levels for now, right? This simply looks like, so this was the sweep of range high, back to the lows, slightly front ran the lows, but swept previous week's low, right? And then this was a real breakout, strong close, far above this range high. And then this just looks like the retest of that range high, which got bought up nicely, trading back in the green on the daily, right? And today's candle, beautiful wick to the downside and trading in the green again. So let's mark out the daily open actually, because I think that one's going to be key as well. Boom, and then we have Monday high, Monday low, and Monday range mean, which is this. Okay, so you can already see what's gonna be the key resistance. Well, Monday high, the price area where we're trading at right now. Sorry. So I think if we break and close above Monday high, right, at least on the 4 hour, and close the 4 hour above Monday high, I think we see straight continuation towards 50Ks. Okay, then I think we start really squeezing. As long as we don't, in my opinion, be cautious, okay? Because this could simply be another run into resistance. Everyone's FOMOing, everyone's excited right now. The ETF got approved, everything's going up. Well, would be typical Bitcoin to do something like this, go for the daily lows again, start grinding again, and then goes for the real breakout, right? So be cautious as long as we're below Monday high. Above there, I think we squeeze, but as long as we're below, don't FOMO. Well, never FOMO, obviously, but yeah, that's the plan, okay? Setup-wise, well, if you're bullish here, right, and you do think we're going to break above Monday high, where's your invalidation? Well, I'd say then these lows down here have to hold, right? If this is bullish and you think post-ETF, right, sell the news event got invalidated and you think price is gonna grind higher, I think the ETF lows should hold, okay? So what would your setup then look like? Maybe something like this, with your stop right below those lows and the target, right, 51, 52, 53, somewhere around there. If not, right, and we break back below the daily open here, well, I would have expected the daily open to be a little more pivotal, but I do still think it will be. Yeah, 4 hour closed very strong up here, by the way. So I think the daily open, when it gets tapped, it's gonna act as support, at least on the lower time frames. But if it doesn't and we smash back below, close back below here, right, daily open's probably gonna be resistance. Could go for a scalp short there, targeting this low, and then maybe this low, okay? Where would I look for longs? Lower down? Well, let's remove those levels again. If price were to trade lower within here, so below this range high level, I'd be cautious, to be honest. Either I want to see a sweep of the lows and a strong buyback again, right? So wait for some higher time frame candles to close. If those high time frame candles close below this range high level, I'd stay out and wait at least for a Monday low sweep. But at that point, I could even see a slip through here, close below here, go for these lows, and then see the reclaim. Although I don't think that's likely to happen at the moment. I don't think that we came this far back towards the highs, equal highs. Well, no, not equal highs, but clean highs, right? Resting liquidity above there, along with our high time frame target being this high, right, from back in March 22. I don't think we came this close to all of these triple highs without at least sweeping that liquidity and then maybe going for a retrace, okay? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Is that clear for everyone? So I expect at least one more run up, and that's the moment where I could see either straight, so wick above, right? And if you see a hard rejection, then I could see us revisit back Monday mid, Monday low maybe. If not, and price stays strong and we pump above these highs and close strong up here, right? And with close strong, I mean the 4 hour, the daily, right? Then I think we just continue to squeeze into 50Ks. All right. But in my opinion, at least one more sweep. Clear for everyone? What's DO is daily open. Pip. We'll take a look at altcoins after Bitcoin. We still got fair value gaps on the weekly chart around 51.53 and one at 59.61. Might close one or both of them. That's where I anticipate a reversal. Possibly, yeah. Lower time frame still has room. Yesterday we front ran a gap at 44.3, so I could see Bitcoin sweeping it again. 44.3. Yeah, so these lows. I don't know, man. I think these highs before these lows. And I think if we revisit these lows that we're in for a longer ranging, maybe even go for Monday low, spend much more time in here before a real breakout. What chart indicators do you use and what's the name of the range indicator? Range indicator, it's not an indicator, it's just a fib tool with these settings, and apart from that I don't really use indicators. More educational content. Right, so Bitcoin clear. Then we'll move to some altcoins, I guess. Leave a like, by the way. We're at 30 likes. Let's get them to 50 at least. Which would be great for alts. Yeah. At the same time, I think a lot of people are expecting some kind of retrace, so I think a lot of people are waiting for the highs and then want to short it down to the lows. So not sure it's going to happen, but I don't see a stop right here personally. I mean, local top, sure, and do something like this, right? But then go for that sweep and then maybe lower. Or we just break out and go a lot higher. Right, Pepe. So, you probably saw my tweet after this sweep, where I said I bought more spot Pepe. Yeah, I gave my reasoning for it then, already gave my reasoning for it in the previous stream, but basically what this move did was sweep not only all of the liquidity resting below these lows, but also took liquidity below all of these clean lows. And that in my opinion was what we needed in order for us to revisit the other side of the range up here, and going into all of these clean highs into this resistance, potentially even going a lot higher, but those are my main targets, and I think that sweep was exactly what we needed in order for us to send it there. And as you can see, initially another retest of the lows, but right now it's looking extremely good. Broke back above range mean, back here, this pivotal level, so that's a good sign. Ideally what you want to see here is a close, a daily close above above your range mean. Range mean holds on the retest and then just straight continuation towards the highs. So I'm still in this spot, spot Pepe, expecting much higher. What invalidates this? Well, any retest of this consolidation should now hold, in my opinion. If we were to break back down below that area, well, then I think we at least head back for the area where we broke out of, the ranging below range low that led to the break back inside and all of this upside. That clear? So I'm just chilling in spots for this one. First target all the way up here. Still has a lot of room to go, in my opinion. But yeah, it's one of my biggest spot backs at the moment, after Bitcoin and ETH, obviously. Still like 30-40%. Right. Cake is one I'm still long on at the moment. Basically simple SR flip, resistance, 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 broke out, retest, boom, wicked in there, then came back down, slow grind, back into the area, tapped, and as you can see, very good reaction. One more sweep of the lows here, and then boom, pump. So longed for the continuation back towards these highs, up here into your first supply resting higher. Okay, simple bounce play. We're in the green already, took off 50% on this one, and the other 3 longs I had as well. Yeah, reasoning, well, simply because of the look of Bitcoin. Well, it's looking extremely good, but I think everything is up big. So want to be cautious a little, right? Don't want to be overexposed on margin. So that's why never a bad idea to take some profit. But this idea still stands. Still think this will grind higher towards these highs into this first supply. Invalidation below the consolidation that led to the upside. Next one, let's do TIA. TIA, 4 hour. Basically, so this similar range to Bitcoin, honestly, with this as a deviation, retested the range mean, and that's when you want to see continuation. So broke above range high again, retest. Well, the initial sweep was a sweep into range mean here. That was a beautiful tap, right? Sweeping this low into range mean. Strong bounce, build up lows, sweep the lows, break in market structure, retest there, and on the 4 hour it just looked like it wanted to break out. And as you can see, so far it's been doing really good, and I think yeah, it's ready to really start putting in some legs and just go for the next big breakout. As you can see, it's basically been in up only ever since it got listed on Bybit perpetuals. But yeah, so that was the trade ID on this one. What was invalidation on here? Well, the most recent sweep of the lows, right? And then that market structure break, retest of support right here, boom. Whenever price trades back below there, that's when you cut. So I could see retests down there, right? But then I want to see continuation. If we fail to do so and break below here, retest this, that's where you get out. And then at that point, probably retest here and potentially even here. But until then, for now, I really think this looks great for higher. All right. Will you leverage on the retest? If this sees a retest, that's still a great buy in my opinion. Somewhere around 16.5, right? Sweep this hourly low maybe. Something like this. Boom. And there. Invalidation. Could probably keep it below here. Could honestly trail your stops already below here, I think. Because if Bitcoin decides to cascade lower, I think this won't do this and then reverse, but then I think we do this and reverse. Real bigger liquidity resting below here, so that would stop you out anyway. Oh, for Pepe. Let's see. In order for me to long this on margin, I would probably want to see some ranging, because if you take a look on the hourly, right, I would only feel comfortable in longs probably with stops below there. Let's see what kind of risk reward that is. It's still 1.7, so it's still decent. Yeah, but I'd keep my stops below there. So ideally, if we retest range mean, then you have solid risk reward, 2.5. So yeah, I could definitely take that one. But since I'm in spots quite big, so I don't want to overexpose, you know, so I probably won't take this. But if you're not in Pepe, any retest of this range mean is a great buy, in my opinion. It's just a key level, you know. Just closed to 12 hour as well. Closed it far above range mean, strong above. So any retest, in my opinion, is a buy. On a lot of things, to be honest. Like, look at this 12 hour as well. Yeah, I mean, this is not that significant because of the previous one. But yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. Doggy also still in half. That's just a no-brain play in my opinion. Holding some spot, doggy. It will just pump out of nowhere and it will go in one go and then you just sell. Wouldn't be a bad buy here in my opinion either. Or around blue again. If it decides to do something like this, I might even buy some more on a dip like that. Let's see ETH. Beautiful, right? Big weekly breakout. If the weekly closes up here, I see no reason why we wouldn't pump all the way for this high at 3.5k into high time frame supply up here around 4k. And I do think we close the weekly. It's still 3 days, so anything can happen, obviously. But the fact we just broke, well, we broke out of this high time frame range high here. Why this one? All the downside from this low, we started bouncing to this high, right? High swept, retest, another retest. So that confirms the range. What confirms the mid-range? Well, what confirms the range? The pivotal mid-range here, here, here obviously, and then the most beautiful one here after sweeping that. Where did we break out of the range, out of range high? Well, on this move. Then initially almost no follow through. Instead we decided to make a new range, daily range, from the highs to the lows. Lows beautifully swept. That was actually even better than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin never really swept those lows. As you can see, slightly front ran. Not sure, yeah, on every exchange I think. Anyways, Ethereum did sweep the lows into the retest of this weekly range high, and then strong buyback. Same thoughts as on Bitcoin. As long as we held above the lows and we never got to retest the lows, everything still looked good and everything looked primed for more upside. And yeah, Ethereum, beautiful. Even on the lower time frames, you see range mean, resistance, strong break above, retest, and then just absolutely started ripping. I missed it on margin, but yeah, I'm in spot as well. So happy days, you know. And that's why I said if the weekly closes, Ethereum, when it tends to break out like this, I really can see this put in some legs, especially with Ethereum Bitcoin looking like this, sweeping a monthly low. Once this gets going, I don't think it stops anytime soon. But yeah, we'll have to see. But my main target for Ethereum would be pretty damn similar to Bitcoin. As you can see, this high being for Bitcoin, along with these highs up here. Right? Same thing for Ethereum, the highs up here. And for Ethereum, that's still 40% higher. So yeah, happy days if that happens, but we'll have to see. But yeah, it's looking good, breath. It's looking good. Any questions? Crap coin, but worth max longing. I'll do Pit. I mean, I've been pretty disappointed in Pit, to be honest. It's looking better right now. I was bullish on this when it swept these lows, but never really got a break higher and instead just started bleeding lower. But let's see. Is there any chart with a little more data on this? Yeah, we'll use this one. It's just so you don't really know if it's a listing wick or a real one, and these lows are gonna be pretty key. You see? What's the opposite side? All the way up here. Let's see. What was the sideways price action where this move led to, right? That's gonna be here. So as long as we trade below that area, you need to be cautious, in my opinion, because that's gonna be fat supply. This area is resistance, okay? Let's narrow it down a little, something like this. So as long as we trade below there, I would be cautious, right? Clean high resting right below the supply as well. So that would set up for a nice short probably. Obviously I wouldn't short into market conditions like this, but at least don't long into resistance, right? Something like this, and then maybe a retest a little bit lower, until you get a daily close. In cases like this, I just want to see a daily close above this red supply area, right? If you see the daily close strong above here, the retrace, that's your buy, right? And that's when you target the highs. Until then, I'm cautious. At the same time, you could see this as the sweep below range low. That's probably what all of you are watching, who asked me to chart this, right? The sweep, the deviation below range low, and now you're seeing a small reclaim. Yeah, but the difference between charts and coins that really pump straight to the highs and the ones that really disappoint and just make a lower high after this one and this one and this one is the ones you wait for them to reclaim previous supply or reclaim previous consolidation and really break market structure, right? Because what was the previous lower high? You could take this one, but you're gonna see if you zoom out, right? It doesn't give you that much. You would rather take this one, right? So that's why I think it's better to wait for a real break above here, a daily close strong up here, then wait for a small dip and then just long with your invalidation. You could even keep it below here then, and then at that point target the highs, because then your invalidation is clean, either below range lows, right? Because you could also take this low, could also take this low. It's just a general area, invalidation below there, target the highs, and that one has a higher probability than just longing into the first tap back into supply. First time in here in the live, think I'll do more often, really like. Hey, thanks man. What about Wu and Celo? I'll do Celo. Pepe going. Nice. Nice, nice. If you want a long pit or GTO, just long Sol instead. Let's do Sol, actually. Sol and then let's do Celo first. That one is interesting as well. Yeah, so this was a setup I opened this morning as well. See, whenever you have market conditions like this, they allow you to just ape in with tight stops, because you know either it's just gonna go or you're probably wrong and everything is gonna cascade lower, right? So I've been using pretty wide stops since I still have bear market PTSD, to be honest, where I generally kept my stops below an area, you know. So for example, you have sideways price action, you break out, you make a low, right, price ranges, you sweep that low, right, and then you're trading here. My setup then would look like this, where I long here, I keep my stops not below the low, but below the area, allowing for this to sweep the lows once more without stopping me out and without invalidating the trade, and then target the highs up there, right? But in market conditions like this, you're not gonna get those triple sweeps, right? You're lucky to get one sweep. So in cases like this, you can just long and put your stop below the low, because you know it's either gonna go from here or it's probably gonna put in a wick, like to stop everyone out and go much lower anyway, and which would have stopped you out if you would have put your stop below this area anyways. Make sense? So that's what I did here. Hold on, I had some more levels. That will give you a nicer view. Come on, trading view. Okay. As you can see, the weekly low, high, low swept, right? And highs never swept. So that's immediately gonna be your target for longs, right? These clean highs up here. If you zoom in to the daily, what happened? We went for the highs, didn't make it towards the weekly highs, got some ugly price action here, some wicks, but then ultimately started ranging here on your higher time frame range mean level, which held nicely, swept the lows back to the highs, but important, never swept range high. What does that mean? More liquidity resting above us, then went for the retest, right, which held higher low and then just looked like it wanted to trade higher. So that's why I took the trade, targeting all the way up here. So still looking primed in my opinion for higher, and yeah, I'm still in longs on this one. What else were we going to do? Sol. Yeah, looking beautiful. Let's see the daily. Daily looking healthy, weekly looking healthy, 4 hour looking healthy, everything looking healthy, you know. And what made it look healthy? Well, this big cascade that happened on everything. Wiped out everyone and everything. And that was the reason why we could grind much higher right now. So yeah, my plan for this, I don't know if you remember, but I was looking for longs on this, on the sweep of these lows. So I started longing, I think it was either on this sweep or on these. Anyways, I didn't get stopped on these wicks, but then this happened and that's where I got stopped out, literally at the lows. And what was I targeting? The high here and the highs here. So yeah, that was pretty... Let me see if I can find the setup. Yeah, see? That was the setup. So longed on... Wait, that's a 2 hour chart. Just to show you that also happens, you know. It's not only upside. You see, I started longing here. And I thought this was going to be the move, the sweep, the last sweep of liquidity before reversing back to the highs. And sadly, we got one more sweep, and that was literally my stop loss on the lows here. Literally, that's where I got stopped. But anyways, that's what happens, you know. You can't win them all. So got stopped out at the lows, never re-entered, and now yeah, we're ripping higher. So, but it is what it is. I think this looks primed for new highs right now. So I definitely would be fading this. Let's do Woo. Saw that one a lot as well in the chat. Let's see the weekly. That was a really nice sweep here, right? Again on that sweep, but what I don't like is this one. That's gonna be key, and I don't like the fact that this has these clean highs here, which just got swept into resistance. Right, this is gonna be your resistance and we just swept those highs. So yeah, if you were longing down here, either down here or down here, right, you're now up 1 hour at least already. Longing here, where would you put your stops, right? If you're targeting new highs, sure, then you probably do something like this and then target a lot higher. But for me personally, I'd rather wait for either a break above this red area, a daily close, and then buy the retest, because then you would have a much better risk reward. Buying there, stop loss could probably be very tight, and then sell the highs, or wait for another run at the lows and then look to long there. But overall, I mean, on the weekly, yeah, it looks good. It's just that I don't like this sweep of the highs. Rather look for one that doesn't have that. Let's see, Pepe is going, right? Whew. What position would you take in the spot market right now? Right now, nothing, man. Everything is up big, so I rather just let everything ride what I have. So, yeah. What would be your tips to grow a small account to a big one? Trading alts, Bitcoin, shitcoins, airdrop farming. Probably just trade altcoins. I mean, the most important thing is to get familiar with the sizes you trade and to not risk any amount that you don't feel comfortable with losing. That's why the most people get stressed and get stopped. Well, not get stopped, but start stressing when they're underwater and then close out of fear because they don't want to lose the full amount. If you're gonna risk, like, say you have $1,000 account and you feel like you want to grow that into 10K, let's say, for example, you shouldn't be risking $500 on a trade, right? Because you're not comfortable with that sizing. You should only risk like 100 or something. And at first it will look like that won't have much impact on your portfolio, but that's the only way to get comfortable trading bigger sizes. And that's just a process you need to go through in order to get comfortable and get used to even trade bigger sizes. And there are, obviously in the markets there's always going to be stories of anything, right? People are probably gonna have started with 1,000 and traded it to 100K or even 1,000,000, right? But it's mostly those people that start with nothing and grow extremely fast to everything. Those are very often the people that don't keep their money and blow it away anyways after they get there. It's the people who got into the long process and get used to trading those sizes and know their rules and know their risk management. Those are the ones who will survive in the long run, and that's the only way, in my opinion. Doggy bark out. Nice. Right, bonk, sure. I was long on bonk because of this range. So saw this massive upside. That's when someone started flexing with an 11 million PNL position up here. So then obviously what happens next is down only, boom, boom, boom. And then this low happened, good bounce, back into resistance, right, range set, below the range, sweep, one more sweep of the low, and then strong reclaim, started consolidating above range high here. I was long here, then closed for a very small loss, pretty much close to break even here. I was literally targeting the high and then this happened. So this was a break even close, but yeah, played out beautifully. Right now, I wouldn't be rushing into longs on this one. Why? Because it swept key liquidity here, key liquidity into the most obvious key resistance on the chart. So what I would wait for is a break above this area, again a daily close above, and wait for the retest, buy the retest, and then target the next highs up here, or simply wait for lower, probably all the way down here. Either wait for a wick down there, then because then you have decent risk rewards, right? If you enter up here, where is your stop? Well, all the way down there. and even then you anticipate a breakout above this resistance, but you don't know it's going to happen, and even then you only have 1.5 R. So your probability is not great and your risk reward is not great. So that's not a great trade in my opinion. Rather wait for a break above this obvious resistance and buy the retest, because then probability is good. Then you can trail your stops because your invalidation is, the idea is that the retest of this former resistance at that point is going to hold and you sell the highs. That's already 2.6 R. Or you wait for a wick down here and then you can put your invalidation there and then target the highs up here or even all the way up there for a much better risk reward. All right, cool. I'm gonna hop off. I want to watch the charts and see what happens. But we covered a lot. I'm happy. We had a lot of people in here, a lot of likes. So yeah, we'll do these more often as always. Thanks to Vela Exchange. Once again, if you use the link in the description to connect your wallet to Vela Exchange, make sure to send me a message on Discord. I'll add you to my group where I post all of my trades live and stuff. All right, cool. See you in the next one. Bye.